Hello, everybody. Michelle here, Michelle Beckner Family Wellness, coming to you from my kids' messy playroom. Oh, look. Can I do this? That's Genevieve from like a year ago. Welcome to the Happy Mama, Healthy Baby live show, episode 23. Today, I'm going to be giving you 4 tips to not lose your cool when your kids, or really anybody or anything, is making you want to scream. So yeah, before we get into that, I just want to introduce myself. If you've never seen my live show before, then hello and welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I'm Michelle Beckner, and my daddy just joined. Hi, Daddy. I help moms take care of themselves so that they can feed their babies right. And I'm here every Tuesday night after the kids go to bed around 8 o'clock talking about happy mama stuff. And then Friday afternoons, I'm here talking about healthy baby stuff. So yeah, like I said, today we're going to talk about 4 tips to not lose your cool when you're about to freak out and scream and yell at your kids. Because we know we've all been there, right? All right, so I'll just get right into it. Step number 1, and a lot of these actually are great, not only for you, but great things to teach your kids too. I work with Genevieve on some of these things too. So the first one is to just say what you're feeling. So I do this a lot. Like if I'm feeling frustrated or I'm feeling mad, I'll just tell the kids, I'll tell Genevieve, like, I'm getting really frustrated right now. And then just saying it like that in kind of like a calm but serious voice can sort of help diffuse the situation. And then it's like a really great way to teach your kids to identify their emotions and, as we say in our house, use your words. So rather than just like screaming and going crazy, just like state how you're feeling. Say, I'm really mad right now, or I'm getting really frustrated, or I'm really upset. And then a lot of times that really helps you just kind of diffuse whatever emotion you're feeling. So that really helps. And then again, it's twofold because it kind of teaches your kids to deal with their emotions too. And now sometimes Genevieve will tell, even before I say something, she'll be like, are you not frustrated right now, Mommy? So now like she's getting to the point where she can tell when I'm like about to lose it, right? So that's good, I guess. Okay, so tip number 2 is to just leave. And then this especially works well if you have another parent with you or somebody with you. I've noticed like when my husband and I are together, luckily it's only one of us at a time usually that loses their patience. Everybody's got kind of like a different, every day it's different, like whatever's been going on in your life, you have a different like bank of patience, right? So sometimes I have a little less patience than Brian, and sometimes he has a little less patience than me. So it helps to have a partner in those senses, because it's good to be like, all right, I'm going to lose it right now, so I'm just going to go leave and you take care of it. Or vice versa. Like if I see him getting frustrated, I'll just be like, you know what, I'm okay, so you can just go cool off and I'll take care of the kids. But even if you don't have somebody else with you, as long as the kids are safe, then yeah, it's totally fine to just walk out the room and be like, I need a minute, I'll be right back. And then you can go scream or like punch a pillow or throw something, whatever you need to do. So yeah, that's another good tip. And again, that kind of goes back to being aware of your feelings, right? So if you feel yourself getting really frustrated, before you get to the point where you blow, like that's when you know that you need to step away and take a break for a second. Tip number 3, this is another really good tip for kids too. And it is hard to do in the moment, so it's good to practice. And I mean, I guess this is an obvious tip that everybody knows, but to just breathe, like count to 10 and breathe. And there's a Daniel Tiger episode, I think, where they do this, where they teach him to breathe. It's something that I work on with Genevieve a lot. I teach her to take deep breaths. The key is to practice when you're not like emotionally charged. So whenever you think of it, practice counting to 10 and taking deep breaths. So I do that with Genevieve whenever we're like just hanging out or something, and I think of it, be like, let's take some deep breaths. So that when you do get to that point where you're about to lose it, it's kind of easier for you to slip right into the relaxing deep breaths that you're used to. And then kind of along with that is to just give someone a hug. So it works both ways. So like if Genevieve's having a meltdown, a lot of times like your first reaction is, like if your kid's having a meltdown, your first reaction is you want to like yell back at them, right? But sometimes all you have to do is be like, do you need a hug? And probably 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. And that's all they need to diffuse a meltdown. So it works for you too. Like if I'm getting frustrated with what's going on, I'll just give her a hug and it makes me feel better. Hugs make everybody feel better. Hugs solve so many problems. So that kind of goes along with breathing, just like taking a moment to just like relax, take a few deep breaths, give someone a hug. That'll hopefully diffuse the situation a little bit. So this is going to be a quick one tonight because usually my shows are way too long. So I'm already on my last tip, and tip number 4 is kind of like what I was saying before about practicing your deep breaths and being aware of your emotions. It's all has to do with being a calm mom. So if you haven't joined me before, then you know CALMS, or you don't know, CALM stands for check in, accept, love yourself, and meditate. So this is a practice that you should, or that you can do daily. And the more you practice it, the better the better you will be at being a calm mom. The easier it will be to be a calm mom. So I'll just go through it really quickly. Check in. So that's kind of like what I was saying before. Check in with what you're feeling. The more you do it, the easier it will be for you to notice before you kind of start going overboard with your frustration or anger or whatever you're feeling. So what do I mean by check-in? You can do it whatever works best for you. If you're one of those people that like needs to set a timer, you can set a timer for like a couple times a day, or you know, whatever works for you, or if you just do it like in the moment whenever you think of it. But just try to make it as much of a daily practice as possible, where you sit and you're like, okay, am I enjoying myself right now? Like, is this an amazing moment? Do I have to go pee? Am I super frustrated? Am I sad about something? So just like take a moment to check in with yourself. And it works like both ways. So if you're like not having a good time and you're miserable, then you're like, oh, I'm miserable. Maybe we should do something to change this. Or maybe you just need to accept it, which is the next thing. But it also, the really great thing about checking in is, like, if you're just like sitting there on your phone or whatever, and your kids are playing in the room with you, and then you remember to check in with yourself, you're like, you know what, I should be enjoying this time that I have with my kids. I don't really need to be just like scrolling through Instagram right now or watching some random person's Facebook live show right now, right? So that's check in, accept. So that kind of goes with the check-in. So whatever your emotion is, you're feeling that like you've noticed, just accept it and move on. Or it's not only necessarily with emotions, but just whatever situation you're in. So if you are like left late for work and there's a bunch of traffic and you just want to be home and you're getting miserable, like the more you think about how much it sucks, the more it's gonna suck. Like if you just accept it, then it's not so bad, and you'll probably find something good about the situation. Next is love yourself. So take time to remember what you love to do for yourself, and then take time to do it. So I always recommend like writing down a list of things that make you feel good so that you can do it. And then last is meditate, and I won't get into it too much. I have a live show that I did in the past about meditating, so you can look back. It's one of the earlier ones I did. There's a lot of ways to do it, but that's definitely something that is a practice that you can do every day. So again, 4 tips to not lose your cool when you're about to flip out on your kids or anybody really. 1 is just to state what you're feeling, and that will kind of diffuse the feelings. So they won't like keep building up. Number 2 is leave. And if you want to go scream or throw something somewhere else, as long as the kids are safe, then go do it in another room and then come back after you've cooled down a little bit. Number 3 is take a deep breath and or give someone a hug. And remember, breathing, taking those deep breaths is important to practice so that it's a lot easier for you to get in the heat of the moment. And number 4 is to be a calm mom. So if you want to remember all those steps for being a calm mom, just click the link that I left and somewhere in the comments, wherever, or in the description, and you can just put in your email and I will send over the Calm Mom guide to you right away. So yeah, that's all I've got for you, and I hope everybody has a good Tuesday night, and I will talk to you guys on Friday. Good night.